Sometimes, the hardest part of building Gunpla isn't the small pieces or the complicated steps, but the moment before you even sit down. The moment when you tell yourself you'll build, when you feel motivated, when the mood is right, when the energy finally appears. Days pass like that. The kit stays closed. The tools stay where they are. And slowly, without realizing it, motivation becomes a gatekeeper that decides whether you're allowed to enjoy the hobby or not. What most people don't realize is that Gunpla was never meant to rely on motivation. Motivation is loud, unpredictable, and temporary. It comes in bursts and disappears just as quickly. Building, on the other hand, is quiet. It doesn't ask you to feel inspired. It only asks you to show up. You don't need excitement to clip a runner. You don't need passion to test fit a part. You only need willingness. And that small willingness is more reliable than motivation will ever be. Many builders stop, not because they stopped loving Gunpla, but because they waited too long to feel ready. They believed the build required a certain mindset, a certain level of energy, a certain spark. But Gunpla doesn't demand any of that. It meets you exactly as you are. Tired hands, busy mind, low energy. You sit down anyway, telling yourself you'll just do one step. And often, that's enough. One step leads to another, not because motivation suddenly appeared, but because the act itself creates momentum. This is where discipline quietly replaces motivation. Discipline isn't harsh or forceful in this space. It's gentle. It's saying, I'll give this 5 minutes, without expecting more. It's knowing you can stop whenever you want. Ironically, that freedom makes it easier to continue. When you build without waiting for motivation, the hobby becomes lighter. You stop associating Gunpla with pressure. You stop feeling guilty for unfinished kits. You stop measuring your worth as a builder by how often you feel inspired. Instead, you build a relationship based on trust. Trust that even on days when you don't feel like it, sitting down for a moment can still be meaningful. Over time, this changes how you approach not just Gunpla, but effort itself. You learn that consistency doesn't come from emotion, it comes from habit. From lowering the barrier to entry so much that starting feels possible even on difficult days. Gunpla teaches this lesson quietly. You don't notice it happening, but one day you realize you no longer wait for motivation to build. You simply build when you can. And that's when the hobby becomes sustainable. The kits don't pile up as symbols of guilt anymore. They become invitations. Open when ready, close when tired, return when possible. Motivation fades, but discipline stays because it's built on acceptance, not pressure. Gunpla doesn't need you to feel inspired to be enjoyable. It needs you to be present, even briefly. And in a world obsessed with passion and drive, learning that you can move forward without either is a powerful thing. You don't need motivation to build. You need permission. Permission to start small. Permission to stop early. Permission to return again and again, not because you feel excited, but because building has become part of who you are. If this story resonates with you, like this video to support gentle discipline, comment how you start building on low-energy days, and subscribe to Mech Narrative for more Gunpla stories about consistency, presence, and building one piece at a time.